The lioness guided her young cub along the damp ground. Rain had passed not long before, leaving the earth soft in many places. The cub, full of restless curiosity, wandered a little too far from his mother's side. He pawed at the ground and sniffed, then stepped forward onto what looked like solid earth. In an instant, his paw sank deep. The soil shifted under him, wet and heavy. Before he could react, his whole leg disappeared into the sucking mud. Startled, he tried to pull back, but the more he struggled, the faster the ground consumed him. Within moments, half his body was caught. The cub cried out, a piercing, terrified sound, as the quicksand began to swallow him. The lioness rushed forward, roaring, claws tearing at the soil around him. But the unstable ground crumbled with every move. She tried to grip his scruff, tugging desperately. Yet each pull only dragged him deeper. Panic raged in her chest. She circled, roaring wildly, her eyes blazing with fear. The cub's cries grew weaker as the mire clutched him tighter, bubbles breaking on the surface with every shallow breath. The mother froze. Her instincts screamed to save her cub, yet nothing she did worked. With a guttural roar that echoed like grief, she turned and bolted. Her paws struck the wet earth with furious speed as she ran, searching for help. A short distance away, a ranger guided his jeep along a muddy track. The sudden appearance of a lioness in front of his vehicle made him slam the brakes. She was soaked, trembling, her mouth open in a roar that carried not threat, but anguish. She circled the jeep, pacing frantically, eyes burning with desperation. At one point, she pressed close to the door, staring straight at him, as though begging. Then, with a violent shake of her head, she spun and dashed back the way she had come. She stopped once to glance back, a silent command. The ranger's blood chilled. He understood. She was calling him. He followed, steering hard until the ground opened to a horrifying sight. The cub was sinking into a pit of quicksand, his small head barely above the surface, tiny paws clawing weakly. The lioness roared from the edge, helpless, pacing back and forth, but unable to step closer without sinking herself. The ranger leapt into action. He hauled a wide plank from the jeep and threw it across the unstable earth, creating a solid path. Tying a rope firmly around his waist, he edged forward on the board, his weight balanced carefully. The cub's eyes rolled weakly toward him, a faint cry rasping from his throat. The sight tore at the ranger's chest. He stretched forward, gripping the cub's scruff with one hand. The mud resisted, sucking the small body down with vicious force. Planting his boots against the board, he pulled hard. The rope at his waist strained as his partner on the shore braced and hauled. Inch by inch, the cub slid free of the mire, slick with mud, coughing weakly. At last, the ranger stumbled backward onto solid ground. The cub clutched against his chest. The little one trembled, eyes half shut, breaths ragged. The lioness rushed forward, but halted just a meter away, body taut with conflict, torn between fear of the human and desperation for her cub. The ranger knelt, wiping mud from the cub's face. He pressed against the small chest until air rattled free. He rubbed the sides vigorously, murmuring softly. The cub whimpered, claws digging faintly into his shirt, then gave a shuddering cry. His breath steadied, fragile but real. The lioness released a sound that was half roar, half sob. She inched closer, trembling, her eyes fixed on her cub. The ranger slowly lowered the little one to the ground and backed away, raising his hands in surrender. The cub staggered unsteadily, then collapsed into his mother's chest. She bent low, licking him frantically, her tongue clearing mud from his fur as she pressed him against her body. The cub nuzzled weakly into her, soothed by the warmth he knew best. The ranger sat back, chest heaving, skin streaked with mud, his arms burning from the effort. Yet the pain meant nothing compared to what he had witnessed. A mother who placed her faith in a stranger, and a cub whose life was saved because of it. For a long moment, the lioness looked at him. Gratitude flickered in her amber eyes, raw and unmistakable. Then she turned, guiding her cub gently away, the two of them moving side by side, every step a testament to survival and bond. The ranger remained, breathless, knowing this memory would never leave him. A desperate plea answered, a fragile life pulled from the earth, and the unbreakable bond of mother and child restored.